Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, it's your girl, Sim Allie, and today I have a Copperdale Reno for my Family Dynamics Challenge, and I'm really excited about it. So let's get straight into it. So the first things that I noticed about this build, which first of all, it's not my build, it's someone else's. I don't remember who built it, but just putting it out there, it's not mine. That's why it's called a Reno. But I feel like the first thing I noticed about this house were the brick walls, and I knew I wanted to keep them somehow, some way, and incorporate that into the renovation somehow. I feel like for storytelling purposes, Charlie and Adrian, the first thing they noticed were the exposed brick, and I feel like it's giving industrial vibes, city vibes. Adrian and Charlie, they spent a lot of time in the city. Adrian's friends live in San Marino, and they would go to Geek Con and stuff like that. And so I feel like they really liked that kind of nod to the industrial city sort of environment. Another thing you might be wondering is, why Copperdale? Well, I wanted to play with the new pack, number one. But secondly, if y'all have been keeping up with my Family Dynamics Challenge, in Gen 2, we see Charlie and Adrian go on one of their first dates at an arcade. And so the fact that an arcade is in their literal backyard is like a nod to their beginnings, and I just thought it was so nostalgic, and I feel like that's a huge plus for them when selecting this home. Plus, there's a pretty good high school around the corner, if I'm not mistaken. And that's also good for storytelling purposes as well. So as you can see with the kitchen, I wanted this home to be very dark, cozy, industrial, but also like hints of modern as well. So we have a lot of blacks, browns, and violets everywhere because, of course, violet is Charlie's favorite color, so we had to add that in there. And everything's new because it's a new start. I think the only things Charlie really kept was like two like decorative pieces, and that's like the plumb bob and then the the robot head, which you guys will see as I go through the speed build. But yeah, everything's new, fresh start, because she deserves it. So obviously the kitchen is pretty small, but I mean, again, if y'all have been watching this Family Dynamics Challenge, y'all know Charlie is not a cook. That was her dad. So she pretty much only like orders pizza, and that's pretty much it. We order pizza like once a week per the challenge rules, so the kitchen really isn't needed, but I'm sure Adrian will get in there and whip up some food when he feels like it. Oh yeah, and so here I am making a tiny dining room area. This house was actually kind of small, so I did have to expand a little bit so that there would be room for a 4-person table, as well as like a little workspace area, because you guys know that Adrian and Charlie are going to be working from home, and so I felt like they needed a separate workspace area for that as well. I really like how the home is very like clean looking, and that's very unlike Charlie. She normally has her room, back in the basement in her childhood home. She would normally have that like messy, like gross, messy, and the only time it would be clean was if Adrian was coming over. So hopefully this place doesn't get trashed like her parents' basement. I'm sure Adrian will keep her in check, but I don't know. Kind of scared. I'm scared this place is going to be looking kind of crazy, especially with the newborn on the way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think Charlie is much of an interior designer, so it was kind of interesting trying to get into her brain and her perspective and seeing how she would decorate certain areas. I think for the most part, she tries to keep a constant like color theme throughout the rooms. And so that's what we did. We did a lot of blue violets and stuff. I really like the black couch that is from high school years, y'all. I told you about this in the last video, but I'm loving the build and buy mode items from high school years. Like, really, truly, I am. And also the free little extension that you get. I think it's for like video gaming, right? Yeah, well, whatever. I end up using that stuff in the home office to use for Charlie's, at home work. Here I am expanding the home a little bit. So I end up making a hallway, and then the room to the farmost right ends up being the study where Charlie and Adrian can work from home. As you can tell, there's not really a whole lot going on with the exterior. And like Charlie and Adrian, they're not really outdoorsy people. They like to stay inside and they love their video games. So they're not really concerned with the small lot dimensions, I don't think. They don't really have a lot of outdoor space. But I mean, this is their home. They love it and I love it too. They're just not outdoorsy people, which is interesting because, when I normally make Sims, I make them outdoorsy and active. I don't know, I just like exploring the world with my Sims. But the challenge calls for a lazy Sim who likes to play video games. So that is what we're working with. So yeah, I created this little shelving unit. I do something similar in the nursery, which you guys will see in a little bit. But I really like this workspace. I filled it with so much clutter from high school years. And I love the colors. I create like a shelving unit on top of this. And I put like LED light strips underneath, so at night or like when you turn all the lights off, it looks really, really cool. It's like teal, and then I end up putting more LED lights around the room, on the back side of the room. I seriously can't wait for you guys to see the walkthrough of this room, specifically because I put those LED light strips to use, my friend. I really, truly did. And I think it paid off. It looks so, so good. Totally, totally Charlie's vibe. If I'm being honest, I really feel like this is one of my favorite builds because it is the most realistic in my opinion. I feel like this is how someone would actually decorate their home. I really love how, dark it is in some places and how cozy it is. And I'd want to live here myself. I don't know. I love it. Plus the fall weather outside, as you can I know y'all see the windows are all frosty. Yeah, is giving comfy cozy skeletons. Which reminds me, I actually cannot wait until Halloween within The Sims 4 because I'm pretty sure around that time Charlie and Adrian are gonna have their baby, and so we could dress him or her up in the cutest Halloween costume ever. Comment down below what type of costumes you guys think would suit our little toddler, because there'll be a toddler then. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to create memories in this home, like truly. I can totally see Charlie working back there at her desk and the toddler on the floor playing with toys or whatever with Adrian, or just I can see them. living here, which of course, duh, it's her home, but I don't know. I'm feeling all the feels. I'm also hoping that they are able to get a pet of some kind, either a dog or a cat. I think Charlie's going to be a little bit too lazy to take care of it, so that might be Adrian's and their child's responsibility, but I don't know. I want a dog. We haven't had a dog in this challenge since Darren. Yeah. Yeah. Darren had a dog and she died. I think her name was Cersei. But yeah, I definitely want another pet. All right, and so here we have Charlie and Adrian's room. Again, it's giving very much so comfy, cozy. I love it. I really, truly do. We end up putting a nice little robot head in here, kind of an ode to Charlie's basement room. I really like it. It's still very, very clean. Very, very clean. But we end up adding a little bit of clutter under the bed. And I know you know whose clutter that is. Just take a wild guess. Yeah. I really like how I put the lights, you know, how they connect to the wall, but they're also like used as like lamp lights as well beside the bed. That's something new in like within interior design that I'm trying with homes and stuff, and so I really like it. Their room is somewhat small, but it does, excuse me, that was rude, sir. But their room is small, but it does the job. You're just sleeping in here, you know. And so yeah, I really like this room. I would live in here if I could. I really like it. I don't know, it's just a good balance between like warm and cool tones. I really like the lighting in the robot head. I don't know, I feel like I really did my thing. Oh, okay, so this is one of my favorite rooms in the house, and that's the nursery. Of course, Charlie and Adrian don't know the gender of the baby yet, but they decided to have the nursery be gender neutral. So that's one of my favorite things about nurseries, creating gender neutral nurseries, that is, because you get to just add all the colors and it just looks like a rainbow threw up in there, and I really like that. Oh, those are the little shelving units that I use as little book cubbies that I really like. And yeah, I really like the exposed brick in this room, even though it's a nursery. I don't know, it adds an extra, you know, slice of character to this room. And with that, we are done with the speed build. Now it's time for a walkthrough.